Welcome to the final day of the 2011 Jordan Rally. We have a four-way fight for victory. The young guns Jari, Matti Latvala and Sebastian Ogier, and the old hands Loeb and Petter Solberg. The mountainous desert terrain is the backdrop for this momentous day. There are 115 competitive kilometres still to run here in Jordan, and not one of those kilometres is going to be easy for our four combatants. Every metre of every one of the 8 stages will push them to the absolute limits if victory is to be theirs. The new format of a WRC event for 2011 means every rally reaches a crescendo with the power stage, where championship bonus points are up for grabs for the top 3 finishers. Here in Jordan, it's the baptism site stage. Our featured driver this weekend is Khalid Al-Qasimi. We will follow his push to finish among the elite in the top 10. We have a classic WRC four-way fight for victory on our hands. The landscape here in Jordan has witnessed fascinating moments in history, and today you will see WRC history in the making. After the cancellation of day 1 of this year's rally due to unavoidable delays, the WRC drivers were chomping at the bit to get behind the wheel and into the stages. None more so than Sebastian Loeb, who got off to a flyer, determined to lay down a marker to those behind him on the road that he would not be hindered by his early road position, forcing him to sweep a clear line through the desert gravel for the benefit of those behind. Mikko Hirvonen, as first on the road, never stood a real chance of taking the lead, and his tortuous day was exacerbated by power steering failure. The Jordan Rally then turned into a classic poker match, with none of the big-name players wanting to show their hand too early. With 8 gravel stages still to be run on the final day, being overnight lead-up means you're first on the road the following day. A fascinating tactical game ensued. All eyes were on Loeb, and he called everyone's bluff by stopping in the middle of the stage. His message to the others was either you slow down and drop behind me, or have you got the confidence you can take a lead and defend it from me, the 7 times world champion.
Why stop in the middle of the stage? Why not wait till the end? Strategic.
Jari, Matti Latvala admitted to being distracted by Loeb's tactics, just managing to avert disaster after hearing the world champion's split times. He then chose to slow down and drop behind Loeb for the final day. In the Petter Solberg camp, it was a similar story, the Norwegian joining Latvala in the slowing down club.
Yes, 15 seconds.
But one man refused to be intimidated. Sebastian Ogier has unshakable self-confidence and was never in any doubt that he could charge ahead and defend the lead from Loeb. He didn't even think about slowing down and stormed into a 31.6-second lead. Our featured driver Khalid Al-Qasimi had a strong opening leg here, finishing the day in 8th place. How will he approach the final day?
It will be different stages, different technique. Some of them quite narrow with a lot of blind crests. So, yeah, let us see how it goes.
And what about from a driving point of view? How will you approach it? Will you go flat out? Will you take it easy, get safe to the finish?
No, I will not just easy. I need to push a little bit, but not flat, just a balance. And being balanced, I think we can score maybe a good times over there, yeah.
This is how the drivers start heading into the final day. Ogier off the line first, followed by teammates Sebastian Loeb and Jari Matti Latvala. Petter Solberg goes 4th with Mikko Hirvonen 5th after a frustrating weekend. Kimi Räikkönen runs 6th ahead of Stobart's Matthew Wilson 7th on the road today, followed by our featured driver Khaled Al-Qasimi. Then comes Valagra, Kuipers and the super rallying Mads Østberg and Henning Solberg. So this is it, the final morning. Sébastien Ogier waits nervously at the start of the stage. That was anything but a nervous start, though, blasting his Citroën DS3 into the day's opener. Sébastien was on road sweeping duty this time last year, and he knows exactly what to expect from the stages. But he has a mammoth task ahead of him today if he's to keep the 7-time world champion at bay. Remember, his advantage going into this final day, 31.6 seconds over Loeb. And here is that man flying through this opening stage, visibly quicker than Ogier. Let's ride on board with the master. But he's very wide there. The world champion on the ragged edge this morning. Those kind of mistakes cost time and cost rally wins. How much is Sébastien prepared to risk? Leading Ford driver Jari-Matti Latvala blasts his Ford Fiesta into the stage. He too is a man who will fancy the win this weekend. Road position is in his favour as he begins his hunt for the Citroëns ahead of him. You can hear his Fiesta crashing over the rocks, covering the stage. These really are the ultimate test of reliability for these WRC cars. This rally is still wide open, and here's a man also with a taste for victory. Petter Solberg pushing his privately entered DS3 to the limits over the opening 2 stages today.
Slight left and 6 right plus half long over crest, opens,
Rally Jordan is full of final day battles, and here's another one. Kimi Räikkönen doing his best in the Ice One Racing DS3 to hold off Matthew Wilson for 6th place. It all looks pretty calm in there. Kimi, no stranger to these high pressure drives, but he will have to pull out all the stops to stay ahead of Wilson. And the battles continue further back. Our featured driver this weekend, Khaled Al-Qasimi, engaged in a fight with Federico Valagra for 8th place. As we head into stage 15, Ogier's lead now just 23.3 seconds. Loeb and Latvala are hunting him down. We're with Loeb in the stage now. What can he do to close the gap even more on Ogier?
Et attention, ça va mettre le ciel pour que je trempe épingle corde.
He's run very wide there. And now he's outbraked himself. He's overshot that hairpin. Mistakes are creeping in this morning, and that could well have cost him the win here in Jordan. Now, what can Jari-Matti Latvala do? Approaching the end of the stage, we're looking out for the red finish boards. Keep an eye on the clock in the bottom right corner of your screen. He's quicker. The difference between them now just 4 seconds, and that will move Jari ahead of Loeb into 2nd place. On the following stage, Loeb hit back and closed the gap to within 2 seconds of Latvala, crucially both catching rally leader Sébastien Ogier. This one is far from over. 3 men fighting for victory, and all 3 will be battling for those extra power stage points. We'll have all the action after this short. Welcome back to the final day of Rally Jordan. 4 stages remain, including the extra points on offer from the main event, the power stage, as we head straight back into the action, and Petter Solberg has to push now if he's going to reel in Sébastien Loeb and Jari-Matti Latvala ahead of him. Petter has been the best of the rest today, but he's looking quicker after service. A huge jump there, and he's lost it. He's lost the car. Petter's off the road, and I don't think he's going to get that Citroën out of there. Well, that tells the story, doesn't it?
I pushed hard, came on the edge on the rock on the inside here, and then I went on 2 wheels, had a spin around and went down in a big hole, and luckily I didn't roll down there because it's maybe 60 to 100 meters down, so I was quite lucky to stay on 4 wheels.
Devastation for the Petersolberg World Rally team. No such problems for this man, Sebastian Ogier. But the pressure is still on. Latvala and Loeb have spent the morning gradually eating into his lead. And he has to push now if he wants this win. Look at that, he's on two wheels as well. All of the top drivers forced to push to the limit today. But with Jari-Matti Latvala, some damage to the front right of his Ford Fiesta. That's how hard the Finn is trying. Ogier's is the time to beat. Watch that clock on the bottom right of your screen as we approach the end of the stage. He's done it. Jari-Matti has taken the lead from Ogier. Just half a second separates Latvala and Ogier for the win in Jordan.
A really stressful stage. Ogier is really good on that stage as well. We need to be absolutely perfect run on the last one if we really want to win this rally. But you know for sure, I'm gonna do everything for that. I'm gonna push as hard as I can, and all the efforts and all the skills what I have, I'm gonna put for that stage.
Could it be any better as we head into the power stage? The top two separated by just 0.5 of a second. This one is too close to call. All eyes are on Latvala and Ogier. The power stage is a twisting technical test full of car-breaking rocks. The fastest three drivers through take extra championship points. No one can ease off today. This is simple. The fastest will win as we cross to Julian Porter and Paul King in the commentary box.
Well, here's Mikko Hirvonen. He has been leading the championship so far this season. He will lose that in this stage, but it has been a frustrating weekend for the Finn, sweeping the road clear of the loose gravel and a power steering problem as well yesterday.
Yeah, just last 15Ks of that final stage yesterday, which just cost him a bit more time. But Mikko, you're never happy not to do well, but Mikko might be quite happy this weekend to leave here not leading the championship. Someone else can sweep those roads in Sardinia for him, so I'm quite happy with that. He'd just love to take those points this weekend.
This is why this power stage is so important for the likes of Mikko Hirvonen. He's fighting for a championship. Every point counts. Look at that time, 5:21.7.
12.5.
That is quite some benchmark for the remaining three drivers, the next of which is Mikko's teammate. Oh, something flying off the back.
A little bit of the bumper. He won't be concerned. That's the least of this man's worries.
And we're hearing Jari has changed the tyre before a start.
There is some damage there, yeah. But I mean that could have been in the previous stages. Not sure. The bit that fell off, to me, I think, was coming from the rear, like the little spare wheel holder area. No, it's not. It is the bit of the front wing that's come off.
Well, it's a sign just how hard. Look at that. This is a sign how hard this man is pushing. Jari-Matti Latvala yet to win a rally in 2011, but he has been absolutely nailing it. Oh, no, he's lost it somewhere. 4 seconds down on Mikko. Well, this is a 10-kilometre stage. He might have had an issue somewhere earlier in this stage.
This is the rally leader as well we're battling here for as well.
Half a second, sorry, up. Coming in to say, let's ride on board with Jari-Matti. Well, this would be a heartbreaking finish. He worked so hard to get into that lead of the rally. Half a second up on Ogier coming into this stage. Very calm inside the car, but there must have been some sort of moment earlier in the stage for him to lose that much time. 5:21.7, the time that his teammate set, remember.
I would not want to be that Ford Fiesta. It has been abused in this stage.
He's absolutely hurling it through. He's got to make up the time in this last sector.
5:21.7 he's looking for, though. Remember, it's Ogier he's looking for.
Yeah, that's true. He's not going to be quicker than his teammate. 5:22.4. Well, what a finish. That's not what we expected to see.
That's not bad, though. That's not bad. He's not going to win the power stage, but he's not bothered about Hirvonen right at this moment. Right at this moment.